Clarkson University. Let's see how much Mark Morris history you remember. Your first win. Do you remember anything?
That was a long time ago. Man, I can't remember who it was against, but I'm sure I was excited because I grew up watching a lot of Clarkson alums, and Dave Taylor was he was my idol as a teenager, so that was probably a pretty big deal at that point in time.
It was St. Cloud State, 5-2, your second game in the 88-89 season.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember 300 from Clarkson University?
Well, I do. I don't remember against who, but I just remember that that was kind of a unique figure for a guy that was as young as I was to hit that number that early. So I was fortunate to have a lot of great players and some great coaches that helped that happen.
That was Princeton 3-1, 2001-2002 season.
Yeah.
Do you remember when one here in Manchester?
I do. I think it might have been Pushy scored in a shootout. It was an unbelievable move that he did, and I just remember the bench erupting, and there's a photo of that, and it's one I'm pretty fond of.
It was Worcester 5-4. Do you remember 100 from Manchester?
I have a hard time remembering what time practice is, let alone those things. I'm sure that if I reminisced a little bit more or wasn't caught off guard, I could probably remember, but at 55, you tend to forget a few things, and I obviously have a lot of fond memories, but to nail down an exact date, that's pretty tough to do.
So you don't kind of bank any of these big milestones in the back of your mind, besides maybe one, which is...
I've been involved in so many games over time. One season runs into the next, and it's funny when I talk to some of the alums from my college coaching days. I'll lump them all in together, and I'll make mistakes because some of them never met one another, and I'll talk like they're best friends and they never crossed paths before. So, those were my guys.
Speaking of past players, who are the guys that you've kept in touch with, kind of the most from your Manchester days over the years that have maybe moved on?
It's funny. Jeff Giuliano, we talk quite a bit. Dougie Nolan. They're guys that are here in the area, and I try to stay in touch with guys like Matt Molson and Teddy Purcell when I can. And I know they're busy, but the odd time I'll give them a text or congratulate them on something they've done that's kind of special. So, they're all successful, and that's the most important thing.
What was the strangest situation you've ever had a player call about asking for advice over the years?
Oh boy, that one I'll have to think about. Asking for, I think I've had a lot of guys call me about coaching scenarios and things like that, where they might get in a pickle and they don't know how to deal with it. But probably some job search or trying to get themselves out of a jam. I've had a few of those as well. But when they're calling you, it's nice to know that they still feel confident that they can lean on you if they need you.
Can you compare and contrast kind of the challenges from win 1 to win 300 here?
You know what? I'm still emotional, but at the same time, I'm a lot more savvy to realize you can't control everything. And I realize that at this age, when you admit your frailties, you can endear yourself to your players. And I think that, and as a young coach, oftentimes guys they're striving for milestones just to prove that they're somebody. But in the end, I think it's the relationships that you build, and watching teams and watching individuals grow that's the most satisfying part.
How much does it add that you did both accomplishments in one place? You got all 300 at Clarkson, you got all 300 in Manchester.
I would have to say that any coach that's been in the game long enough realizes if you're consistent, that it carries a lot of clout in the eyes of a coach. I haven't bounced around too much, and you know, been real fond of the situations that I've been in, and you know, I just think that I've been fortunate to be in two great spots where I've been able to put my mark on things.
I think every single player in your room has those NHL dreams. Do you still carry those dreams?
Every day.
Every day?
Getting back to win number 300, was it a surprise to you when you when you heard the milestone was coming that no one had done that before?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at coaching records, you know, my college coaching career was cut short, so you know, there wasn't an opportunity to go back to the college game, and I often wonder, you know, where it would have gone from there. But you got to turn the page and move forward, and you know, this is a tough business we're in. I guess if you're long in the tooth, good things happen and numbers pile up. So I've landed in a good spot here.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
We joke around that you used to drive the bus at Northwood and now you're here. How rewarding is it for you to come this far?
I remember that really well. Some of those railroad crossings that I forgot to stop at as we were driving around town with, you know, guys in their hockey gear. It was a fun time, it really was, and I just think that it reminded me kind of why you're in the business to begin with, and it was kind of crazy because at one point in time, you know, programs that I was associated with were competitive with some of the best programs that were out there, and you know, then all of a sudden you find yourself literally driving the bus and babysitting kids at your own prep school where you were the third choice. It's funny how things unfold.
Perfect.